New Year's Eve. Oh, come on, folks. We are about to present some big awards. Over 4,200 animal entries. Over 35 states have been represented right here. So I want to do something. How many of y'all are ready to watch these kids shine here on a Tuesday afternoon? That's what I'm talking about. You know, it is awesome that we live in a country and we celebrate so many great freedoms. But I truly believe one of the greatest freedoms that we share as Americans is the freedom of prayer. And they may take prayer out of school and a lot of public places, and I'm mighty proud to tell you that we're not taking it out of the show ring. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, as we come to you today, we just pause mindful and thank you for the many blessings you bestowed upon us. Lord, as we gather in this ring today, we just want to say thank you for all the things that you've given us. Lord, as we finish off a year and begin to start a new one, we just ask that you be with us in all that we do and all of our travels. Lord, we ask that you be with those men and women in nations abroad that fight for our freedoms that we share as Americans. We ask that you bring them home safe and soon. We pray for our first responders. We ask that you ride in that passenger seat with them. Bring them home safe to their families. Most off, I want to thank you for the greatest gift of all, your Son, Jesus Christ. In His name I pray. Amen. Amen. Isn't it awesome that we live in a country that we can pray together? You know, folks, we take for granted so many things each and every day. As we finish off on 2024 and begin our endeavors for 2025, so many times we forget what our country has and what we celebrate. That, being freedom, is one of the greatest things. You see, right next to you, you never know, there may be a hero sitting next to you. Someone who served in our Army, our Navy, our Air Force, our Marines, our Coast Guard, our first responders, our police department, fire department, EMS. You see, heroes come in so many different shapes and sizes, but so many times we never take the time to stop and say thank you. So I ask you this question. How many of you are proud to be an American here on a Tuesday afternoon? I ask that you rise up and remain covered. And joining us here today are two beautiful voices, Annie Marie and Hannah Geigel from Gilbert, Arizona, and our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The reason that we do what we do. Thank you very much, and safe trip driving home, and congratulations to all the folks that got ready to participate in the Grand Drive.
Also, want to introduce to you the Arizona National Livestock Show President. That is Tiffany Socha.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Grand Drive here at the Arizona National Livestock Show. This is one of the most exciting parts of the show, and we are thrilled to have you all here with us today. Today is all about showcasing the hard work, dedication, and passion that our exhibitors have poured into their livestock projects. These young folks have put in countless hours, and this moment is a true testament to their commitment and grit. To the families, friends, and supporters, you've been the backbone of this journey, and we can't thank you enough for being there every step of the way. And to our sponsors, thank you for believing in these kids and helping make this event possible. We also have to give a special shout out to our volunteers and staff that make this show happen. Thank you for being part of this amazing tradition. We couldn't do without you. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, Tiffany, and boy, is this not exciting as we get things set here this afternoon, where we're going to get to meet these kids that have worked so hard with these projects. But if it wasn't for their families and the backbone of that operation, it would not happen. How about a round of applause to the families for their hard work and standing behind these kids, as that's truly what it's all about. Well, as we have an opportunity, over 218 junior market steers that were entered, and we are down to the top 10 that we are going to get to meet here. As let's start off by meeting our reserve division champions. We're going to start off with our British market steer, the 14-year-old from Elmore City, Oklahoma. That is Mackenzie Kirkhart. Our black market steer reserve champion, that is from Pueblo, Colorado, the 12-year-old Reed Pratt. And our reserve champion red market steer from Toronto, New Mexico, 19 years old, that is Taylor Rowland. And our reserve champion smoke market steer, 11 years old, from Sulphur, Oklahoma, Case Conley. And our reserve champion AOC market steer, 19 years old, from Dexter, Kansas, that is Kel Shorter. How about a round of applause to our reserve champions? Next, we are going to meet our champions in our British market steer from Crowell, Texas, 15 years old, Kennedy Haney. Our black market steer, 18 years old, from Crockett, Texas, Kyra Noble. Our champion red market steer, 12 years old, from Waxahachie, Texas, that is Brittany Boston. Our champion smoke market steer, 14 years old, and that is Sadie Wynn of Newcastle, Oklahoma. And our champion AOC market steer, 17 years old, from Seagraves, Texas, that is Annie Floyd. Got a round of applause to all of these youngsters for their hard work, and I tell you what, they've got some amazing animals. So we talked about what they're here for and what they're working for. As we want to say thanks to Roxana Ranches LLC. Our banner sponsor is the Anchor F Cattle. In addition to the awards, the Grand Champion Market Steer will receive a $25,000 premium, generously sponsored by Maricopa Cattle Company, along with Donald Van Hofwagen, Dunn Ranches, David Vinstra, Shelton Family, the Salt River Project. Here to present that premium check is John Chevy, on behalf of the Salt River Project and a longtime supporter. Also, the Reserve Champion Steer will receive a buckle sponsored by Killing Ranches and a banner sponsored by the Salt River Project and a $15,000 premium check. The third overall market steer will receive $5,000 in premium check. The fourth overall champion will receive a $3,000 premium check, and our fifth overall market will receive $2,000. How about a round of applause to those sponsors that step up to the plate? More money on the line for these kids. Taking care of our judging and have done an amazing job to get our top 10 is Graham Blagg, who was born in Northern California, attended Redlands Community College in El Reno, Oklahoma. A member of the livestock judging team, saw great success throughout the years and was named the All-American team. In January 2017, Graham started his own seed stock marketing business and has done an amazing job. He has had several different operations across the country, represented and consulted several purebred operations in the United States and Canada. Graham and his wife Casey live in Olathe, Kansas, and south of Kansas City, and we are glad to have him joining us here today to take a look at our livestock. We're going to give him an opportunity to look down through this lineup, and we will see who is going to leave with that $25,000 premium check. So our first award will be $25,000 for our Grand Champion Market Steer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, before we get started and go through the Champion Market Steer lineup, please join me in a huge round of applause for these young people. There's no question that there's a better industry in this world to raise young people in, and there's no question that this is something that each and every one of us can agree on in this room, that the livestock industry, regardless of what species you're involved with, and many of you are involved in multiple species, that's a testament to the quality of young people and the upbringing that those young people have, the work ethic, the respect, the overall life that those young people are building for themselves is a testament to you as parents and grandparents and ag teachers, and my hat's off to each and every one of you. I am a product of this same junior livestock program, and there's no question that I wouldn't be where I am today without it. Folks, we had an incredible set of steers from top to bottom that we brought out throughout the afternoon, this morning and afternoon, and as we bring back our champions, I couldn't be more excited about the quality represented throughout this lineup. Not only the steers out here, but the young people. They were so courteous today as we worked through the cattle. They were willing to lend a helping hand to each other if the opportunity arose to help their fellow exhibitors tail cattle, and that's just a testament to the quality of young people that you folks are raising. Folks, the cattle are absolutely immaculate in terms of their presentation, and my compliments go out to each and every one of you, not only the young people, but their families, their crew members, the folks that are behind these cattle, the breeders, all the way down. It takes a team, and I'm sure that each and every one of you would agree with that this is truly a team effort to get these cattle to look the way they do and have them presented to this high of a level. That is absolutely incredible, and as I mentioned before, it's truly breathtaking when you come back out here and have these cattle all together. Folks, one thing that I certainly would be remiss if I didn't mention, and I appreciate the opportunity to come out here, but Lori and her team with the Arizona National, they have done an absolutely first-class job, not just with the cattle committee, but all the way through the ring help, everyone lining it up. Folks, don't forget, these folks are volunteers, and they certainly deserve a round of applause, and I'd like to do that for all the folks at this time with the Arizona National. There's no question that this is one of the great run shows that has a first-class presence across the industry, and it's a testament by the number of people that are in this room right now that it's obviously a destination spot for your families right after the Christmas holiday to come to Arizona, exhibit your livestock as a family, and it's remarkable this many people are in one room to watch the Champion Drive. I know you've got a long time tonight. One other thing that I'd like to do, I'd like to thank my wife for coming with me out here to Arizona. Actually, today is our anniversary, so I appreciate Casey for everything she does. I spend about 200 nights a year on the road with my job, so she keeps things in check at home and has her own job as well. So I appreciate everything you do, and I love you, Casey. Folks, with that being said, I'd like to go through real quickly and take one more look at these cattle. We'll pick you a top 5, and folks, once again, give these young people in the Arizona National Committee a round of applause.
So our grand champion, $25,000 premium, thanks to Maricopa Cattle Company, Donald Van Hoffwegen, Dunn Ranches, and David Finstra, Shelton family, and the Salt River Project. We'll have that opportunity to look down that lineup to see who is going to take home that title for the Arizona National Livestock Show. As over 218 junior market steers entered. And your champion is going to be your AOC market steer, Annie Floyd, Seagraves, Texas. So that allow Cal Shorter of Dexter, Kansas to move up. $25,000 premium for our grand champion market steer. Our reserve champion will receive a $15,000 premium check. That is sponsored by Killian Ranches and banner of Salt River Project. That is the reserve champion. Is going to go to Cal Shorter of Dexter, Kansas. And your AOC reserve champion is now your overall. Now most shows that's where it all would finish, but not here. We got more money to give away. How about $5,000 for third overall? And that is going to go, third is going to go to Sadie Wynn of Newcastle, Oklahoma. Your third. And that will allow Case Conley of Sulphur, Oklahoma to move forward. We're now talking fourth overall market steer, $3,000. And that is going to go to Case Conley of Sulphur, Oklahoma. And now we go to our fifth overall. And that is going to go to Kyron Noble of Crockett, Texas. One more time, how about a round of applause to these sponsors along with these youth, as they are truly the backbone of this operation, and we cannot say thanks enough. Again, your grand champion is shown by Annie Floyd, Seagraves, Texas, received $25,000 premium, sponsored by Maricopa Cattle Company, David Van Hoffwegen, Dunn Ranches, David Finstra, Shelton family, the Salt River Project, here to present that check to John Cheney on behalf of the Salt River Project, a longtime supporters of the Arizona National Livestock Show. Well, let's start off in the reserve breed champion Berkshire Market Hall for the Ag West Farm Credit Chute. It is 17 years old, Emily Ellsworth of Shingle Spring, California. Hey folks, it doesn't hurt to make noise, you're not going to scare the pigs. Let's go to reserve champion Chester, White Market Barrel, 13 years old, Kate Beckman from California. California. The Embassy Suites, we say thanks to them as a National Swine Registry. We swing the gate for Duroc, Market Barrow, 15 years old, J.C. Cantrell, Perkins, Oklahoma. Out of the WW Paul Scales, it is our Hampshire Market Barrow. It is Max Heimer of Taylor, Missouri, 15 years old. Next, it is Stock Show Secrets, and we take a look at our champion Herbert Tamworth Market Barrow, 11 years old, Tanner McGuire, Kingman, Arizona. Now to our premium sponsor, Shoot 6, it is Reserve Champion Land Race. That is Stefano Goldman of California, 17 years old. Staying in our premium area, our champion Poland Market Barrow, 15 years old, Tyler Hawk of Indiana. Next is going to be our reserve champion Spot Market Barrow for the Weaver Livestock. It's Rita Rawls, Patterson, California, 17 years old. Next, we look down to the SRP. It is your reserve champion, Yorkshire Market Barrow, 19 years old, Ashley Hagan of Templeton, California. And last but not least, in the Team Purebred, it is your reserve champion, Crossbred Market Barrow. That is Will Hagan, Templeton, California. As we send them back to the holding pens, how about a round of applause to all of our reserve champions? How many of y'all are ready to meet our champions? Okay, if you can't do any better than that, we'll just stop right there. Let's try that again. How many of y'all are ready to meet our champions? Let's go to the champion Berkshire for the Ag-West Farm Credit. It is Harper Heimer, Taylor, Missouri, 19 years old. Next is our champion Chester White Market Barrow, 10 years old, Easton Walter, Loveland, Colorado, out of the Embassy Suites Goods. Next, we look to the National Swine Registry, and it is our champion Duroc. That is Marin Ludlow of Oakville, California. Next, we go down to our Hampshire Market Barrow, the WW. It is Mackenzie Rigney of Hellsburg, California. Stock Show Secrets, champion Herbert Tamworth Market Barrow, 13 years old. It's Wind West of Sheridan, Wyoming. Next to our premium sponsors, it is our Landrace Market Barrow, Claire Kowski from Bend, Oregon. Our champion Poland Market Barrow, and that is the 9-year-old Brantley Munson of Silent Springs, Arkansas. Our champion Spot, that is from Brownfield, Texas, Terry County, Grand Hindman. Our champion Yorkshire SRP, that is Palin Miller, all the way from Oregon, 14 years old. And Team Purebred is the Crossbred Market Barrow Gate from Cliff, Colorado. It is Bailey Stromberger. How about a round of applause to these champions that we're watching here today as we meet our judges. Our judge, Nick Hofschulte, Miami, Oklahoma. He was judged at Connor State College, judged numerous county, state, and national shows across the country. Nick has been involved in livestock production his whole life. He currently assists in operating and also the genetics and the co-owner of Primo Feeds, his wife Holly, and he reside in Miami, Oklahoma, along with their 4 children. To assist him, our assistant judge, that is Dylan Cheese, all the way from Indiana. He helped out with our stock show and been the assistant judge all week. He is an alumni of Blackhawk East and Iowa State University, earned a degree in animal science, as a member of the livestock judging team. We'll give them the opportunity to take a look at things here on our ring, decide what they are going to win. Now, I want to say a big thanks to WW Rodeo Livestock System, and a big thank you to Mr. Bo Sanders, as WW Livestock has their continued support, as Bo has helped since 1999, here way back. As a longtime supporter, how about a round of applause to WW and their continued support. Thank you for what you do. Our grand champion Market Barrel will receive a buckle sponsored by the Ham family and a banner sponsored by the Salt River Project. In addition to these awards, the champion Market Hog exhibitor will receive a $10,000 premium check sponsored by Ag West Farm Credit and the Ham family, Dunn Ranches, the Salt River Project. And here to present that check today is John Cheney on behalf of the Salt River Project. Our reserve champion barrel will receive a buckle sponsored by the Salt River Project, a banner sponsored by the Homewood Suites, and a $7,500 premium check. The third overall Market Barrel exhibitor will receive a $4,500 premium check. Fourth will receive a $3,000 premium check, and fifth will receive a $2,000 premium check. We'll give our judges an opportunity.
Well, it won't take long, and it's an absolute honor to be here and to get to sort through your show today. And I got to come with my dad, my mom, and my wife, and my little boy. And we want to thank the crew back at home for watching our 2 little girls and making this possible for us. And everybody back home that is taking care of stuff for us. To let us get away for a couple of days and enjoy the cool weather out here during the holiday. Before we do anything, let's give these kids a big round of applause one more time. We had an absolute incredible show from top to bottom and just had an outstanding set of kids. And you know, this was a big part of my life growing up. We done it, my brother, my sister, and me. We done it as a family, and you know, we lost as a family, we won as a family. We made some of our best friends coming to these livestock shows, and we started the day off. I told you, if you were like me, you probably weren't looking forward to leaving because you wanted to hang out with your friends more. And we're surrounded by quality people at these shows, and we have the opportunity to make quality friendships. And I think that's really what it's all about, because at the end of the day, you know, if we don't have quality friendships, what do we have? And I really think this is one of those times and one of those places you can make some really, really quality friendships. Let's give these guys that make this show possible, to see all of our friends and make those friendships, a big round of applause as well. I want to thank Dylan for his assistance. I don't really know Dylan all that well. I've heard of him. He's been making really good red hogs here of late. That's a task in itself, so my hat's off to him, and he's been cool to bounce ideas off with out through here. And we just agreed mostly on everything, and we thought it was pretty black and white, most of our decisions. If you want to, we can go ahead and fire it up, and we'll go ahead and pick your champion. For me, I think there's one out here that just sets himself apart, you know, for having the extras, that internal dimension, but really doing it just an extra high fashion, super sound, super pliable skeleton. Let's congratulate this crossbred. She's going to be our grand.
Congratulations, Mr. Stanford. As that one from our genetics out of Cliff, Colorado. And that will bring in William Hagan. She'll receive a $10,000 premium check from Ag West Farm Credit, Ham family, the Dunn Ranches, the Salt River Project, and John Cheney here on behalf of the Salt River Project to present that check. How about a round of applause? $10,000. $1,000 to your grand champion market winner. Now we got a reserve champion, the buckle sponsored by the Salt River Project, the banner sponsored by Homewood Sweets, and $7,500 will go to that winner.
Bring our reserve cross out, and that's a pig there that just really big backed and really big centered. Got a good pattern about him there. You know, if you want to nitpick on him as he goes directly away from you, you might like to spread him. There's another one out here for us that's an absolute man. You know, a real outlier in this breed. True balanced hog that's got extra length of hip and extra bone and sternum. One that really cranks us up. Young lady Yorkshire, you're going to be reserved.
Congratulations to Palin Miller. That is sired by Stick This, Ryan Genetics, and all the way from Oregon. That'll bring in Ashley Hagan. The third overall will receive a $4,500 premium check. That is William Hagan with your cross. Now a cup napping bred by Goss out of Templeton, California. Next to be our fourth, and it's a $3,000 premium. Mackenzie Whitney out of Hattiesburg, California. Out of Top Gun 345 of the Heimer Hampshires. With the breeder on that one, and that'll move out Max Heimer. Going to go to Harper Heimer as Taylor, Missouri. That is going to be your fifth place. Is going to take home a $2,000 premium. One more time, a round of applause to all of our swine children. As we move things around, how many of y'all are ready to move on to our market lambs? 902 market lambs to compete for the final banner. Come on, let's make some noise for all of our market lambs. It is time to meet them here this afternoon. We're going to start off with a reserve champion Whiteface Market Weather. That is a 17-year-old from Tahoka, Texas. That's McKinley Clem. So our reserve champion Speckle Market Weather, 19 years old, Echo Marbles of Loma, Colorado. Our reserve champion Southdown Market Weather, 13 years old from Tahoka, Texas. That is Chloe Clem. And our champion champion natural market weather, 17 years old from Tahoka, Texas. That's McKinley Clem. And your champion blackface market weather, 11 years old from Junction, Texas. That's Shepherd Silvers. And a round of applause to your reserve champions that are before you. Now let's meet our champions. Let's start off with your champion whiteface market weather, 17 years old from Blanchard, Oklahoma. That is Alex Black. Next from Lawton, Oklahoma with your speckled market weather, 17 years old. That's Jameson Scott. All the way from Iowa, it is your Southdown market weather, 10 years old, Maverick Road. And your champion natural market weather, all the way from Roseburg, Oregon. That is Addie Zermach, 16 years old. Your champion blackface market weather from Roseburg, Oregon. It is Macy Zermach, 11 years old. The grand champion market weather lamb will receive a buckle sponsored by Midwestern University College of Vet Medicine, and the banner sponsored by the Murrieta family. In addition to these awards, the champion market weather lamb exhibitor will receive an $8,500 premium sponsored by the Salt River Project and KB Livestock Show Supplies. Here to present our premium check is John Cheney on behalf of the Salt River Project, along with, as we say thanks to those great partners for being a part of it here. Also, the reserve grand champion weather lamb will receive a buckle sponsored by the banner, sponsored by Zermach lambs, and a $500 premium. The third overall market weather lamb will receive a $300 premium check. The fourth overall market weather lamb will receive a $200 premium check, and the fifth overall weather will receive a $1,500 premium check. As we give them the opportunity to take a look at it, we're going to say let's meet our judge. That is Slayton Strip, San Angelo, Texas. A beautiful tribe of girls that includes his wife, Brooke, and daughters, Sterling, Berkeley, and Journey. He owns and operates Strib Livestock with his father's business and focus on raising competitive fine wool, fine leather cross, as well as buying and selling commercial sheep. Slayton had a successful college judging career at Glenn College and Texas A&M University. He's privileged to judge local and state and national shows across the country. How about a round of applause for Slayton Street, San Angelo, joining us here today. I believe it's heading out for you.
Well, good afternoon. Just want to start out first and foremost and thank the Arizona National crew for the invite here. I've actually had the unique opportunity to be here 2 years in a row. So with that comes the privilege of getting to know some people that are on staff or volunteers quite a bit better than you would if you just were here 1 year. And so we actually had the opportunity to do an interview 2 years in a row. And this year we not got blown away by a tornado, but developed some friendships and met some awesome people that are just deeply committed to this show and making it what it is. And so to be involved with that and to get to see that was certainly special over the last 2 years. And we did it the last 2 days over on the market lamb side and the breeding ewe side, but I think they deserve a big round of applause. Let's do that right now. Last year, I came with my entire family, and we drove from San Angelo, Texas, pretty much I-10 all the way to Phoenix, Arizona. And we stopped, I think, about an hour and a half away from home, and then every time after that, we stopped about 30 minutes with a 4-year-old. So we decided this year that me and my wife would come together and fly. And so I want to thank her for traveling with me, and then I left my kids and my other family back at home taking care of stuff. So thank you to them for allowing me the opportunity to do that. We've had a good time here. Got to do a little sightseeing and just spend some time together, so that's always good before Texas Major Show season kicks off, and I really enjoyed that time. This is a great place to come as a judge, but I'm sure it's a great place for you to come as a family. And like many of the others have previously mentioned, to develop those memories and the time spent with family, this is a great place to do it. And so I just encourage you to just keep doing that. And as a parent, as a leader, there's going to be some challenges and there's some difficulties with this, but we're rooted, we're invested in making the next generation better. And so that's what I would say, is to remember that this is a strong youth component, and that's what we should always do. We should keep that in mind and stay committed to that. And so that's why I serve as a judge, and I've enjoyed the opportunity. As far as the Market Lamb Show, it's been fantastic. I was absolutely blown away with the quality in each breed. And then we got to this crossbred division, and there was a big number of them that came in the ring, and it was absolutely a fantastic show. So with that said, it's not difficult to find good ones. They're here. We're in the ring right now. I'm excited to go pick a couple champions. If you will, what we need to do right now is congratulate these young people in the ring. I'll show you that.
That will move up our reserve champion, and that is Shepherd Silvers out of Junction, Texas. So our champion received an $8,500 premium from Salt River Project. Second place is going to get $5,000 sponsored by Zubac. That is Annie Zubac of Roseburg, Oregon. Third place is going to go to Shepherd Silvers of Junction. Shepherd will receive a $3,000 premium. Is going to go to Jameson Scott. Yep. Fifth is going to go to McKinley Clem of Tahoka, Texas. How about a round of applause to all of our amazing market weather lambs? Thanks to those partners who have helped make that happen. So as that puts us in position with over 540 market goats in that show. 540 market goats that have brought the heat today. And I tell you what, we are about to get to meet some of those here this afternoon as we allow them to clear out the area. Again, we want to say thanks to our partners in our Champion Market Weather Lamb exhibitor. It's 85. So thanks to Kelly and McKay and Christy for being with us at the KB Livestock Show Supplies. Get set here. What do you say? Let's meet your champions. Your reserve champions is where we're going to start things off. And our Division 1 market goat. Let's start off with a 15-year-old from Raleigh, California. That is Audrey Callens. Reserve champion Division 2 market goat from Roseburg, Oregon. That is Macy Zierbeck at 11 years old. Reserve champion Division 3 market goat from Lindsay, Oklahoma, Megan Dutton. And our reserve champion for the division, that is from Zephyr, Texas, Briscoe Black, 12 years old. And reserve Division 5 market goats from Moore, Oklahoma, Kobe Scroggins. Y'all ready to meet our champions? I said, are y'all ready to meet our champions? Let's go to the state of Texas in Division 1. It's Paisley Akins, 14 years old. All the way from California, Division 2 market goat, Bella Delinsky, 15 years old. From Seagraves, Texas, in Division 3, it is Reagan Miller. Also, Division 4 champion from Seagraves, Reagan Miller. And Division 5, all the way from Loma, Colorado, it is Echo Bartles. 540 goats until we whittle down to these 10. As the grand champion market goat receive a buckle sponsored by Hummel Livestock and a banner sponsored by Blackstone Livestock. In addition to the awards, the champion market goat exhibitor will receive a $5,500 premium check sponsored by the Ham family, the Blue Team Withers, Viper Farms, and the Salt River Project. And to present that check, Deanna Smith on behalf of the Blue Team Withers and John Cheney on behalf of the Salt River Project. The reserve grand champion market goat buckle is sponsored by Blackstone Livestock, and a banner sponsored by the Salt River Project. A $3,500 premium check. Our third overall will receive $2,500. Our fourth overall will receive $2,000. And our fifth overall will receive $1,500. Taking care of judging our livestock, that is Jimmy Davis of Walters, Oklahoma. Married his wife, Jamie, for 33 years. They have 2 children, Taylor and Ty. Taylor is married to Colby Powers, and they have 2 sons, Wesley and Bo. He attended Cameron University in Oklahoma State and obtained a bachelor's degree in agriculture education. Retired in 2024 from Walters Public School, 32 years as an ag teacher. I think that deserves a round of applause. Raised Hampshire, Prospect, Showlands, and breeding stock since 1975. He's judged the Arizona National, the American Roll, the North American, along with Houston, San Antonio, and many fairs across the country. We are honored to have Jimmy Davis joining us here today to take a look at these amazing lineup of our goats here.
us getting to go last, you get to do that, you get to repeat some things. And those of you who know me know I'm not long-winded, and this is not my favorite thing to do, talk on a microphone in front of a big group of people. But we'll get you through it. We'll get them lined up here momentarily. Thanks again to the Arizona National for having me out. I got to come about 8 years ago, I think, to judge the sheep show. We had a really good time and a really good show then, but man, you guys have stepped things up. Just the atmosphere, the numbers of people that are coming now, the numbers of livestock is tremendous, and that's due to the hard-working crew that are on staff here, the volunteers. So one more time, we can never thank these guys enough. If you guys would, put your hands together, congratulate all those people. Thank them. Secondly, I'd like to thank my wife and my son. They're back here in the back. They came with me for encouragement and support. And if you ever step in the ring and judge livestock shows, you know you need somebody to vent to, talk to, get criticized by. And I appreciate everything they do for me. I'm glad they got to make it. You know, I'm not going to make any big speeches. One thing I'd like to say to all you young people is be thankful for the blessings that you receive by getting to show livestock. This is a wonderful program. As Slayton said, there's no better place to raise kids than in a livestock show barn. The friendships made, as Nick said, are worth $1 million. So be thankful for those people that help you get here. Your parents, grandparents, people who are on your crew that help you with your animals, whatever. Those people make sacrifices for you, money, time, blood, sweat, and tears. Be thankful for them. When this deal's over, win, lose, or draw, go grab whoever brought you here and give them a hug, because they certainly deserve it for the time they invested in you. So with that said, we'll go out here and line up our top 5. Man, as I said there earlier, the goat show was tremendous this year. I knew it would be good, but it was way deeper than I thought. We get them back out here. It's fun to get them back out and compare them today. We didn't get to do a mock drive or anything yesterday, but it's good to see all these division champions and reserves out here and compare and contrast and see what we ended up with. But I think there's an awfully good set. For me, there's one out here that's a gangster, and I like everything about him. I'll go show you which one he is, and then we'll sort through the others. Thank you guys one more time for having me.
That is going to be Reagan Miller, Seagraves, Texas. And we receive that $5,500 premium, courtesy of the hand And that is going to go to Megan Dutton, Lindsay, Oklahoma. Now we're looking for our third place, going to receive $2,500. Once again, the Blackstone Livestock and Salt River Project for our second place check.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Out of California, going to receive that third place overall for $2,500. Fourth is going to be a $2,000 check. That is going to go to Reagan Miller of Seagraves. Now for $1,500. Fifth overall. Disco Blacks every Texas. Folks, on behalf of the Arizona National, we want to thank you for joining us here. It has been an amazing day. Thanks to our partners. I'm going to ask you one more time, how many of you had a good time on a Tuesday afternoon right here at the Arizona Nationals? On behalf of all of our great partners, we want to thank you for joining us. Be safe, travel home safe. Thanks, I hope you had the time of your life.